Hey, I'm Alvin, also known as the Alvhinator from the Uppercut crew, chilling in Joburg with my man, the Cut, from Spindle crew. So how did I start DJing? My brother was into sound engineering and he got one turntable and a mixer. And as soon as I started playing, I knew this is what I wanted to do as a hobby. And then later on, seeing DJ Ready D made me think about taking it a bit more seriously and trying to play gigs. Played a bit around Long Street in Marvel back in the day, and then kind of took a pause. And then about 3 years ago, I started playing a lot more with the Uppercut crew. I've been playing about 10 years plus. It's hard to keep track. I took a bit of a gap in the middle because I was studying a lot. I was studying English, and then I studied law after that. I like law and music for different reasons. You know, they say you gotta have the left-right brain balance. I love the art of DJing, but there's parts of law that's also about art and interpreting language and making it mean different things. And especially with hip-hop DJing, it's kind of the essence of it is the same. You take something and you twist it a little and make it something different. I needed a break from the one for a bit. And I think that's the same with my music, is sometimes I don't want to be too intense in it, and I try not to book myself too much as a DJ, just to give myself space to let it marinate a bit and then come back to it feeling more fresh. I think the biggest difference for me is when I first got in, and I want to say kind of the underground music scene. When I first got into it, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. People kind of came to that scene because they were looking for something, and they didn't know what it was they were looking for sometimes. I think now it's like you've got blogs telling you what the cool things are, and you don't necessarily have the same level of passion from people that come into the scene. But I think in the last couple of years that's also shifted again. I'm starting to see guys that have the same kind of way of thinking that I guess my generation had back in the late 90s, early 2000s. For us, our 90s hip-hop party has worked real well. But I think that's music that's always been there. Whenever I would go to house parties or I would go on holiday or something, that's the music that would be playing. I don't think it's a renaissance in terms of people's ears and listening. I think it's more of new kids that are into hip-hop rediscovering that and being impressed by the cool old stuff. Scratching, yeah, that's a tough one. I need to practice. It's hard to manage your time with the discipline that's as time intensive as learning how to scratch properly. You know, I practiced a little bit back in the day, and you know, I can do babies, I can do a little scratching, but nothing on the level of anything that I'd consider myself to be a turntablist. I think it's hard. You need to be able to dedicate months of your time to learning it, but in the same breath, I respect the craft so much, and I wish that more guys would get back into doing it up to a higher level. Uppercut's an event that happens, well, we're a music collective, but we started doing an event on Long Street every Friday. We've expanded to doing 4 kind of specialty nights. We do a golden era hip hop night, a new school hip hop night, and a beat battle with our friends Button Bashers. We're now DJing kind of other events, Rocking the Daisies. We're here in Joburg for the RBMA Music Academy. It's just a platform for kind of the young up-and-coming DJs and promoters to mix with some of the more old school guys and have a good party at the same time, because it's not just about us playing music for ourselves, it's also about playing music for people that want to come out and enjoy themselves. Spindle crew's the family. I guess I got introduced to Spindle through Clinical. Clinical was really tight with Hammer, and Clinical and I knew each other from back in the day. He ran Uppercut for a little bit. Through those guys I connected with Hammer, the Cut, and it's just guys who approach music the same way we do. It feels natural when we hang out. It's easy, and yeah, I consider Spindle to be like our sister squad, basically.
Who did you vote for?
Next question. This is Alvin, aka the Alvhinator from Uppercut. You are watching Spindle TV. Big up Spindle crew. That's the family.